we're going to have Masti DM playing Bermuda Triangle versus Nova Aokami playing Royal Paladin. Ooh, that is a really nice mad. That's the first time I see the pronoun there.
One.
Yeah. And the D4 DJ sleeves as well. That's from the D4 DJ collab. That I think is what we never got that on the Japanese side, I want to say.
So many ways to personalize your cards, you know, your play space.
Yeah. It's so nice. I love the, like, on the sides, you know how I feel like sometimes like the global playmats, like on the sides they just have like the kind of like the colors on the sides, but this one, because it's Pale Moon, it's got the sort of those lines, you know, the
circus,
the circus lines, I guess you can call them. It looks, it's so fitting with the art.
All right, we've got Nova starting. Going first with Alt Mile. Against Bermuda. What kind of Bermuda will this be? Do you think? Would it be the good old Prism? Already searching for the Alt Mile?
Yep, gonna be ditching another grade 3 for Alt Mile, making sure that's in hand, so the power-ups are always gonna be active.
Might have been better to put it behind, well, not behind the Vanguard, but on the other Regards hole.
Yeah, for potential early aggro, that's true. When you're going first, that early aggro is very vital. But we might not know, you know, there could be just a bunch of grade 2s in that hand to kind of push over. You see the Shizuku to help filter out. That is more of the melody, more of the harmony. I will never, ever get it right. These keywords. Harmony, melody, powerful, just friends. Well, they're all.
I think the most popular one so far is Highlander, which is not really a keyword at all.
It's not really a keyword.
It's a way. It's a way of life.
It's a way of life. Yeah.
That's right.
It's like a diet.
When you
gotta eat one of everything every day. All right, so we see Strike Fighter flying into the damage zone there. So a pretty slow start from both players. Nova now, as the player going first, does have the opportunity to go for quite some heavy aggro right off the bat. Gonna go into the Suleiman. That is definitely a way to push the aggression quite well, but it looks like that's gonna be just it. It's gonna be right swing pass. Gets the heal though. That is very, very big.
Goes to 2 damage. I think you
whiff
heal. That's all right. That's all right. I feel like going first, you do kind of want to be more aggressive though. But maybe it's just on turn 3 we're gonna see a big drop, right?
We might.
You know the Alt Mile's ready, but what else is ready in that hand?
Oh, is this duos? Oh my god, this is a relic of the past.
Yeah.
I don't know when Nova started, but if she started playing the game more recently, this might be a first encounter with a relic of the past. It's like those encounter cards, and it's like, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, what is Dragonic Overlord? Or you're about to find out.
I feel like with the power of Alt Mile these days, though, you can kind of just break through.
Yes.
What duos can do, and that's kind of why like duos slowly dropped off, right? Just everything started to. There's more multi-attackers in the game, or there's more ways to just like play the game rather than just a farming PGs. Even though farming PGs is a still pretty good strategy, I'd have to say. You know.
Yep.
A Blaster Blade coming down, and will there be another committal here? No, it just looks like 2 columns.
All right, so Yomal does hit over defensive. So we're gonna push the 3 here, which is pretty good. And then gonna use the first strike Gablade turn to establish enough aggression. Keep going a lot of the Brave Engine here as well. See the first
now we haven't
come out from Mustang.
We haven't seen any like roam shenanigans yet, right? To like bounce the PG and farm that up.
True.
So that is a plus. That is a good thing.
Well, good thing for Nova, not so much for Mustang.
That's
Mustang
right.
has ways to find those PGs, so I feel like.
But we are seeing a couple of those pieces just going into the damage zone, right? I think the grade 1 went to damage. Get Nimiel now, but one of the Nimiel's in damage as well. Probably just gonna stride, just do the normal thing. Push to 3 damage maybe this turn, which is pretty good. That's pretty good. You know, when you're at 1 damage like this, you just have a lot of turns left.
Ooh, Nectaria. So Nectaria We oftentimes see her used for the prism side, but this is actually being used for the dual side of the effect.
Shizuku down again.
I'll try to find another, most likely another Nemuel, I would like to assume.
Or the other one.
Oh, it's the other Legion. Okay, I mean that's fair. You basically want to be.
Is it Victoria? Or...
Yeah, Victoria. It's been a while, dude. It's when you think about it, G's been out for almost a year.
This is the throwback. The throwback.
Throwback for Saturday.
And then Akari being used already.
Back. Then they're using wave 2 to draw a card. I think you're at 8 cards. So you can still afford to draw here. Barely.
Probably just digging for this. The specific
for the
one.
PGs.
The PG, yeah. The no PG life is not a very good life, I have to say.
Yeah.
The Roan comes down. Nope. Okay.
We're still resisting. Resists are good in the all-out matchup though, as long as, especially you see like the blaster blades and stuff. Like
ooh, double resist.
Ooh. Gonna have to just rely on the multi-attack here. Gablade. Gonna have to call some stuff out. Triple resist. Ain't touching nothing on this board.
Want to make sure it doesn't go overhand. Oh,
there it is.
We have one PG. Cool. It's cool. And I think just like what?
Sorry, I can bounce that.
It just goes to yeah. I think Nova will just go to 3 damage here and be pretty good. Pretty good.
Enough CB also to actually do some combos. Use your Slaymans, Twin Swords, off of a Gablade.
I mean, Maced, if Maced gets a heal, will also be pretty good. Ooh, a heal on Nova's side, though. Wasted heal, pretty much. Because this will be hitting over. Like, Tara will be hitting over.
And, right, 32 here coming in.
The last attack, what is it? Draw? It's not bad.
6 cards in hand, still safe. Assuming you search RPGs, though, you don't want to see too many draws.
That's right. But draws might draw into PGs, so...
That is also true.
Last
double draw
just
found.
Enough!
Yep.
Just enough, right?
So 7 cards. The thing is, are you going to be... I guess you'll use like 1 defensive this turn?
Maybe?
If even.
Oh,
draw's big here.
Draw on Nova side, very good. Just getting more cards in hand to be able to push more. I think like it's if Nova can like multi-attack here, can like push extra draws into the damage, that'd be pretty nice just to kind of start getting rid of some of the cards from the deck.
Yes. So now we know there's 2 PGs in hand for sure. It's a question if there's more than that, but also a lot of CB to be used for future turns as well, especially when I start stalling out with Nemuel and the infinite PG works.
Nearly infinite, that's right. It's not, it used to be stronger, I think, right?
Yeah.
So what is the first stripe? Fides. Fides already?
So this will be able to get rid of the Shizuku in the back. Fides does function as a setup, gets you the GB2 on alt model, active as well. Ooh, Blaster Blade there will not be able to do too much outside of retiring that Shizuku with all the resist. We're gonna just pass on that.
Twin sword, maybe? Or
yeah, I feel like you might want to find a way to multi-attack here. Gonna use the Milius. Let's see. Do we see Slayman or Twin Sword? The nice thing about Fides is that it can swing into rear and still proc the retire effect, so you can kind of just like... You're gonna leave Maste with the 1 intercept in the back row. Alright, you're gonna find the Twin Sword here as expected. And
but
then, no
boost.
Boost behind it. That's a bit unfortunate.
So it looks like this is gonna be a very normal turn then.
Which means that Maste's gonna overdraw.
Yeah. Getting a draw here.
That's good.
But it's giving Maste a bit too much time, I think, because only 1 damage means, you know, not much. Oh, that's a good hit, though. That's a good hit.
That's not getting it healed out for a while, too.
Yeah.
See what the draw for turn is going to be.
What gets milled?
What gets milled?
Something important or something not important?
I want to see it. It's going to be... not that important. Not that important.
It's an intercept, though. It's an intercept.
It is.
Yeah, it's okay. It's one with resist, too. let's go for the stride.
Alright, this is probably going to be another Nectari, I'm assuming? Yes. So they're going to keep... I think you want to Nectari the last PG out now, because there's still one in deck, from what we can see. Most likely.
Yeah.
And if not, then maybe just find more resists in order to keep not getting bullied by Blaster Blade. But looks like this is going to be another PG search, considering that PG got cold. So with this, Nova can also know that there'll be 3 PGs in hand. So quite sturdy defenses that you'll have to pierce through. Putting the Shizuku up front, surely that hand does have an attacker. There we go.
That one doesn't have resist, it seems? So...
It does not. I think we're running low on the resist at this point. Loris is played in this deck too, so that's a draw trigger you get out to not overdraw for later, and it's a stride fodder for next turn too. And that's all she wrote, so we're at 8 cards in hand. It's going to be 9 with just the PG search, so if you check a draw, that means the PG will be milled.
I think the next turn for Nova...
No, you can't even search the PG because you mill. You take the PG back to hand, and then you mill the PG you search. So,
is that a misplay?
Mas actually had to call something.
Oh no.
What could be in this
a huge misplay?
That precious.
Yeah,
you cannot mill that PG. I mean, you can, but you'll have to use the turn on Legion that next turn. Shizuku. Maybe you bounce the Shizuku and then just mill it out. It's like, I don't need you.
I think next turn's going to be pretty hard for Nova, though. Maybe a Blaster Blade comes down to retire the Grade 2, right? I think her best choice is maybe a Samuel next turn. So just ping 1 damage as well.
The thing is, you have to... So, back to Master, you have to bounce this PG back. Because then, otherwise, you only have 2 PGs in hand. So this gets milled. Unfortunately, that is a pretty big oversight on Maste's side with the hand cards, because you effectively have thinned out a PG, and now Nova knows there's 2 in hand. She can kind of aggress with that in mind. We could see a Tengen here. I think this could be the time for it.
Tengen on 4. I think, like, based on what she has in her strides, though, maybe, you know, I think Samuel's the best one, right?
Yes,
Put a field, ping 1 damage. Can also, like, this is also a turn where you can retire something. Yeah. Oh.
Ooh. No stride cost or awkward stride cost, maybe? No, there was a stride cost in hand. All right. Okay, we're gonna be just going for some aggression on the field itself. Slowly pushing to 5. And then this will be pushing into... So there's no GB2 active, so the power's still quite low as well. Gonna see a draw.
It's fine.
And a heal is actually effective, that's very big. Staying on 3 is important, but again, not going for the aggression is gonna hurt, and that heal coming out doesn't help either. That is gonna be the second heal out for Maste, but that is now a heal that can put back to deck through Legion, together with that PG that was milled out, and thus searched out eventually as well.
That's right. We're going to start seeing the power of that Legion. Another mill is going to happen here, though, which is quite funny.
Oh, no.
It's the same card.
10 cards left in deck for Maste, but of course, it's not really an issue, and you can Legion back time and time again.
Actually,
Roll has been found.
There it is, the first one.
Yeah, Roll's going to do a lot of work here. That's for sure. That is absolutely for sure.
So, yeah, Maste can definitely Legion back that PG. And then we're going to start seeing what Duo is known to do.
Yeah, the Duo job. This is going to be the power. The power of the Legion deck. Of course, one of the strongest Legion decks of its time, to be honest. Like,
yep.
I'm gonna be honest with you, this deck is nasty. This deck was nasty for its time. It's definitely fallen off, but
Maste does need to be careful about
the timer.
time, though. Yeah. it can go on for a bit, you know, like a lot of your effects, you want to do a lot of things that it's turning yellow, so you gotta be a bit careful. You don't want to lose base and timeout. It's flashing. Gotta get to that battle phase. Gotta get to that battle phase.
Got the crit. Uh-oh, it's red. Are we out? Nope, we still have time. Okay. Barely.
Okay.
It is this is the what is it, client side lag?
But this Roan is not hitting though. That desperation, you know.
The Roan is chilling. She's just vibing.
Yeah.
She looks great. She's just having breakfast there on the field. Don't mind her.
I guess that's fine. I guess it's fine. You don't need that many PGs at this point. This is swinging with a critical.
Yeah,
a lot of the heals are out on Nova's side.
True. PGs we haven't seen a single one yet though, so that there is a chance. Although,
yeah,
would also like to see a heal guard here. Oh, speaking of heals, that's really big. That's the heal that just got put back by Legion, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Yep,
Actually,
there it is.
The power to the Vanguard feels wrong, but I guess, you know, the 9K can still heal the Sisyphus?
Yeah. Saludos can still be hit. It's good enough. Clear out that board bit by bit.
But I think killing the 11K might have been better. Just
yeah, you clear out a whole column.
Hits. And you kind of want to replace it just to get more power with the back row card. Alright. What will Nova do this turn? Yeah, I still feel the best thing is Samuel. You know,
yeah,
now that there's a damage deficit,
you need to make that damage more equal. Ooh, having to drop 2 for stride hurts a bit, but let's see. This is gonna be alright. It's gonna be Tengen, the heavens transcending the heavens ult mile. We call him Tengen, or his Japanese name.
A bit of a not great turn, I have to say, to use it. At 3
you have
damage.
all the CB at least.
Yeah.
It depends on how this power gets distributed. And this Blaster Blade can retire the Roan, and the plus 5k can be put. I guess theoretically you'd want to put it on the Blaster Blade column, maybe even.
I think maybe one power on the Blaster Blade would have been pretty good, because now you can like use the Blaster Blade skill.
Yeah, so here basically you can. I mean, even now you can swing with a grade 3 there into face. Then Blaster Blade hits over defensive, and then Tengen can call out Benizel, which can call out the grade 1, which makes 18, and then you just have to put triggers onto that column to make sure it hits over the 21 that'll eventually be at.
Yeah.
Most important, just overcalling the grade 3 to have the double intercept. Like that's by far the most essential right now.
Okay, 11k, 21. Oh, no, not that one.
Alright, swing 21 first.
Oh, this heal.
The heal comes out. So this grade 3 can go into the rear side. It's going to go into the Tengen first.
What would you call here? Because this thing will be at least 26. The Nemu will at least be 26. Ooh, that's a...
Well, there's a big red on.
Yeah, I should have definitely attacked the rear.
Yeah, make the most out of that as well. The Benizel was still in there as well. Alright, gonna go to 5, and now the red on can swing into the rear. So that's gonna be the turn. Both players on 9 cards in deck. The only problem is that one of these players, Maste, can recycle cards back to the deck with Legion. We know there's another grade 3 in hand too.
And I think this Nova's hand is looking very low. 4 cards. Dude, like, the one thing about duos is that it doesn't really have any pushing power. Like, it just does its one thing, and it does one thing very well, just to recycle PGs, right?
Yeah, like, if you can grind other players out of the game by playing this deck, then you will 100% do that. Like, that's just kind of how it is.
Yeah. But actually going for a stride this time, not...
Ooh, something I haven't seen you in a hot minute.
Yeah.
From the set 2 days, I haven't seen something, I think.
And this is lots of PGs. Gotta make sure the victory is secure. Even with 7 cards in deck.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you can keep legioning, the 7 cards isn't as scary, right?
So okay, if Match Day triggers 3 draws this turn. He actually loses.
Oh, you're kind of right. And the chance of them... Well, no, we know there's 1 draw in hand from the other legions. Maybe even 2.
True.
So I think there shouldn't be a chance of triggering 2. I want to believe.
I mean, there could be a heal as well. So if it's like draw, and then heal down, does that equal like 1 damage to hit through?
Perhaps. Alright, it's gonna swing. Most likely bouncing the lowers, I'd like to imagine. Get a grade 2. Followed by Stride Fodder that goes to the bottom. Do we see a draw trigger here come out? Still should be 1 left. Or maybe not. I wonder where the heals are at too. I feel like the last one should be in hand together with all the PGs that are just sitting there farmed up and chilling in the hand. Alright, it's going to be a blank, which means that this can hit. You can technically also bounce the resist grade 2, just recall it if you have all the defensives in hand, then you just want to prioritize hitting. And this can also thin out another grade 3 from your deck, if you still have one in those remaining cards.
I guess you can also draw a card if you really want to, right? On bounce. But it's hitting 19 just enough as well. Actually using it. Ooh. Not afraid. And then this is going to hit for at least a heal. We'll ask for a PG because there's no heals left.
Yes, true.
There it is.
The PG come out. Still a few left in the deck, or in hand, hopefully. But with 8 cards in the deck, it's a pretty solid chance to hit into 1 here. The bigger concern for me is if there's any Stride Fodders left, because Nova's been calling them pretty aggressively. We saw like 1 go into damage at some point, if not 2. And there's only 1 draw left, which I'd like to assume is the last Stride Fodder. Looks like there isn't. That's what I was worried about. Twin Sword is good though. This can actually create some multi-attacks. But you have to swing.
Oh, but nothing on the other side. Is it all PGs
here
on
into
the other
rear.
side?
Oh, gonna swing rear into rear. And then all Mal will swing into face. If you can get a trigger, you can ask for a PG. That's one of the triggers. One of the PGs thinned out. That's the last draw. And the last trigger period coming out for Nova into the first of 3 PGs in hand. So still need to pierce through those defenses one way or another.
Unfortunately, it's going to be very, very hard. Master's has been farming those PGs. And once, you know, once duos start doing that, it doesn't end. I wonder, I think here, maybe Master will ride the Legion again. And then just Legion back a couple of good cards. Maybe
yeah, going to Victoria, this is a free Legion. You know, put those, you can start putting the PGs back, and just put the 1 PG back and bounce it back, and then, again, this is just a reminder of an old meta that used to be, you know, before a lot of these more aggressive decks were here. This is what the meta looked like, and how, and what you had to deal with, basically, was just infinite PGs almost, going back to deck over and over and over again, and the heals too, so the deck count is still low, but the chance of hitting those cards is incredibly high.
Yep, and it's gonna bounce PG, and then get a PG.
There you go.
It never ends. It never ends.
Alright, one bar time. Gotta be a little bit careful.
The time is actually running out.
You have to be careful with this deck. It is
I mean, okay, if you think about it, although you can be doing a lot of things with this deck, have you seen the amount of things you can do with current day decks as well? Like a Luan.
That is true. That is true.
I feel like you know, Genesis, a lot of the times you're just going too time.
Yeah, actual like you're just trying to. It's like one of those like StarCraft pros, just like getting the
Got APM,
the APM. Yeah.
The esports.
That's what playing Genesis is like. Yeah, we're gonna see the swing into the face. There still should be some PGs in hand. There it is. There's one. But
we'll
is there another for the Vanguard swing?
Yeah.
Does Nova get another turn to fight with? Or is this
out of
going to be it? There's no heals in deck either.
There's not many cards in deck either as well. So
yeah.
Even on a guard on this, going to go down to 4 cards in deck. Second check.
Nothing. We're gonna see. Is there a PG? Or do we see the power go to 0? There is the last PG. Alright. There might still be one more in hand, but we know that there's no stride fodders left, I think. So striding in general is going to be very difficult here.
Yeah, and I mean, Nova wasn't able to commit a lot of cards down the last couple of turns, and if her hand was just full of PGs, that would probably explain why.
Yeah.
Still in the ride phase though, so there is potential to stride. Maybe three 3/8 in hand.
Oh no. Nobody wants to see that kind of stride. But let's see it.
It's rough because you don't really have like any cards left in the deck too, and your opponent, I think, at least just been putting a bunch of PGs there too, right?
Oh, Blaster Blade is pretty good.
Yeah.
That gets out the intercept, gone and dusted.
Right. She can
Right
call
there.
one more. Move this up.
Nice.
Okay, that works. That works. And
Probably the last PG in hand, I'd like to assume. So this way, you make things hit for numbers, and then this will ask for the heal guard, and potentially a PG. But we still know that there's plenty more where that came from in that hand as well.
here comes a PG out, and I think that should be game for Mace. Mace should be able to just make a board and just take it, right?
Yep, exactly. So we're gonna be seeing it very soon here.
Which,
Alright. No stride turns again. You don't want to risk decking out by accident. The last thing you want to see.
The only thing we'll be seeing is just riding grade 3s. Not even. I think they're ready. I think Mace knows as well. Unless he's missing the grade 3 in the deck.
Uh-oh.
maybe missing, the last card in the deck. But otherwise, yeah, I think this should be enough. It's just maths here. There's one PG left somewhere. There's no over trigger. So
oh no.
But yeah, you just do 2 attacks, and I think it's done. And I mean,
Alright, 23. There should be 1 PG in hand, so that will protect the swing. But that last rear swing should be able to close out the deal and put Baste in the winning position here. And for Nova, unfortunately, no heals left is a pretty sad sight. But in the end, that is how the cookie crumbles. It is still very nice, Even with an X3 record, you can still continue to fight it out. If you can finish with a 5-3 record, you can still potentially qualify. So, good showing.
Right.
So congratulations to Baste for taking the game against Nova Aokami. And also a great run for Nova as well. Unfortunately, wasn't able to win it, but I think, it's very important to get that first term experience. I think this is actually her first term experience too, and she's streaming it, which is very, very important. I think everyone remembers their first term experience and like the mistakes they make and like the things they can learn from it. So I think it's very important to embrace that and take it as a big learning experience too.
Especially when you get streamed as well on your first tournament experience. I know, in the BRO matches, a lot of new players join the tournament, and there's something they get called to the stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's something that adds that extra pressure as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Which it can affect people play. We've seen like we've been watching the games in like the last couple of years, right?
yeah. These last few years, dude. Last few years.
That's right. It's been a while. Wow, it's nearly the end of the year already. But yeah, it's quite interesting watching. You like if you know the player and then suddenly they go on stream and they become like it's the extra pressure and they go, ooh, like that's not normal. But like later on, as people get used to it and get more experience on under their belts, right? Then they become like the machines,
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. Like it's very exciting to see, and we all have the beginnings that we kind of rise up from, and everyone in this game was a new player at some point. Everyone was starting out and getting into the scene of things, and so I think it was really nice showing for both players to make this big step into the competitive sphere of competitive Vanguard 0. But with that, we actually have basically we're almost done with this round as well. So that was a very, very nice game. A very, very nice game, and again, it was great to see. I think Nova is also in the chat too, so congratulations. Well done. And also for Maste, if they are watching, congratulations as well on the win there in round 3. But we're almost at the halfway point. We're going to be at round 4 next. So we're slowly approaching it, and I'm curious to see, like, every round so far, I think we've had a different deck. Every round has been a different deck, different feature, something fresh and new. And I'm very curious to see how things are going to continue. So I have a lot of undefeated players as well to see how they are going to be faring up going forward. So Kai, anything else before we send the viewers off to a break?
Yeah, it's always good to see new players playing the game, and you know, just stay into it, you know, get into it, and have fun. Have fun.
That's right. That's right. So gotta play hard, work hard. But for now, we're gonna send you to a break, and we'll be back very soon for round number 4. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you very soon.